9 money mistakes that will crush your dreams of retiring early. As you progress in your career, your salary will increase, and that can help you retire more quickly. You might be able to save a lot of money, but there are ways in which you can fail with your money that could potentially severely impact your retirement plans. This video offers 10 mistakes people make with their finances that will hurt them the most and how they could avoid these pitfalls. 1. Living a life of luxury. Many people don't want to retire yet, but they continue working because they would rather spend what little time they have on their passions. They may live like rock stars or entertain constantly. Both of these things could lead you to financial ruin, though, since you might not be able to afford them once you retire from work. These money mistakes could land you in serious debt if you can't get out soon enough and make some adjustments so that your retirement isn't ruined because of it. 2. Sticking to your budget. You may be very frugal, but it's also important to save enough money to retire in the future. Most people spend very little on themselves. They live more frugally than they really need to. There are some luxuries that they should use when they retire, but their retirement won't be as nice if they're not careful with their money. If you can afford those things, then it's fine. And if you can't get them elsewhere, then there is no reason not to buy them. 3. Beating yourself up for not saving enough. Retiring early isn't easy. It takes time and a lot of effort to ensure that you don't spend your money. If you don't have enough money saved, then it might be a good idea to wait before you retire. You should still make the most out of your life and keep working on saving until you feel that you have enough in savings. 4. Going on vacation and not socking it away. When you plan to retire early, you might want to stick with less expensive activities so that you can save more money. If an opportunity for a nice vacation comes around, though, it's not a good idea to turn it down if you can afford it. You should make your retirement dreams come true as much as possible and do the things that you always wanted to do when you were younger. 5. Not saving enough. Most people play the numbers game every day, and they might be working with a very tight budget. But if they want to retire early, then they will have to start saving a lot more money. You might be living below your means now, but you can't spend any more than that if you want to retire early. If you don't have enough in savings, then it could put a damper on your plans for the future. Saving up enough money for retirement is a tough thing to do, but it's something that you should do every single day. 6. Not having a plan for retirement. If you don't have a plan in place for your retirement and how to retire early, then it will be harder to save up the money that you need. You'll end up spending more than necessary because of the lack of foresight that you have. If you plan to retire from work, then there are numbers that come into play, and those numbers impact your ability to save the money. 7. Not knowing how much you are spending. Most people don't know exactly how much they spend on their daily expenses. They don't have a clue, so they might spend a lot more than necessary on things that they don't really need. If you get it together to track your spending and your savings, then you will be able to avoid this problem and make some good decisions for yourself. You should track and watch where your money is going for your entire month to make sure that you don't overspend. 8. Allowing your expenses to grow. Most people might not be able to retire early, but they want all of the luxuries in life. You might have a nice home and a nice car, but you might be spending more money than you need on those luxuries. If you spend more money on food than you need to, or if you buy too much clothing, then it could end up catching up with you when you retire early. You shouldn't spend more than you need to in order to make big purchases. You have to think about your financial future and live within your means in that regard. 9. Rushing out of work early. One of the biggest mistakes that people make is rushing into retirement, but they are afraid of the fact that they might be miserable for several years without a paycheck. You might really enjoy spending time with your family, but it's also important to see how much money you have saved up in the bank when you reach retirement age. The truth is that you can live a great life even without a paycheck for a while. It just takes some time for the regret of leaving your career to grow within you. You'll have to stick with retirement planning until it's time to retire from work. If you put off all of those plans and don't spend any time thinking about your future, it could affect your ability to be happy in retirement. That's all for today. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.